All right. So, I guess I want to get a gauge on how you guys are feeling about all this. What was your feeling when this news was announced? I was kind of in shock. I was like, whoa. I thought for sure that it was going to be a while before Scream 7 gets off the ground again. I thought maybe 2026, but wow. I mean, because right now we're still kind of mud deep in the whole Melissa Barrera drama type thing. I mean, she literally just stated like last weekend that she would happily come back if Spyglass wasn't involved. Bastial, let me get the super chat real quick. He says, "Hi Lee, since you're our big slasher fan, here's my favorite from my home country, Germany. Anatomy from the year 2000. I will look that up, Basti. Thank you very much. I'm always up for a good slasher recommendation, for sure. So yeah, I'll definitely look that up. All right. So here's I like putting my little topics for my talking points on here so that way you guys can follow along. What direction do you think that they're going to go with this movie? And I think what they're going to do is kind of like what they did in Halloween 4. And it's going to be kind of a reset, like Mustafa says, back to the basics type deal. I think that's what they're going to do here. I think because Scream has never veered off of their continuity, I think they're going to try to hold to that. Because you can just go to a different place, right? Sam and Tara can still exist. You can move on to a different place, and it's easily achievable. Actually, those characters don't have to mix with Sydney and Gail. They can go there. It's not like they're family. It's not like they're part of their lives. So this could be a thing where they go back to Woodsboro, or they could go to another town. So this is an easily fixable problem if you want to get rid of Melissa Barrera. And I think maybe that's one thing they were thinking. So I guess my question is, are they thinking 2 movies here? Trilogy? Are they doing this just one movie at a time? Because normal franchises, you usually just want to do one movie at a time, and I think that's always the best approach. Put all your eggs in one basket, make the best movie you can, and move forward. But with Scream, it all depends on where you're wanting to go. But thinking back, every final act has been pretty much formulaic and the same type thing anyway, so they can play it safe. So I'm guessing that they're thinking one movie here, and let's just go. I don't think this is going to be the last movie. They always want to leave the door open for Sydney. But I think they just want to, what? We've pissed off the fans enough. Let's give them what they loved about the first Scream movie. I think that's what they're going to do here. I'm going to call it right now. As much as I would love for Stu to show up in this movie, since this is, the first movie with Sydney coming back since 5, and her role in 5 wasn't that great. I think Sydney's role in this movie is going to be front and center. I think she's going to be a very important part of Scream 7. And so I think they have an idea for where they're wanting to go, who the killer is. I don't think they're going to... Because I think the Stu card is an ace in the hole. I think that's what that is. When in doubt, that's our Hail Mary. Give some of the fans that love Stu, let's give them what they want. But I don't think they're going to do it this movie. I think they're going to play it safe, because that could piss some people off too. There are people that do not want Stu to come back. They do not want him to come back at all, and I understand that. So I think this is the play it safe movie. We have pissed a lot of people off. We need to pull back as many as we can. So let's just do a tried and true Scream movie. We got Kevin Williamson directing. He'll know how to guide that ship. And I think that's what they're doing. That kind of answers my second one. Stu, tie it all together to the first. I think they're definitely going to harken back to the first. But, like I said, I don't think they're, playing their Stu card just yet. But here's the thing, though. I think Stu will be mentioned. And, hey, Crystal, how are you doing? Nice to see you. I think Stu will be mentioned in this movie, and I think they will be teeing him up for a future entrance into the franchise, right? Because they're going to try to tie this back to the first movie as much as possible. But yeah, again, they're going basic. They're playing it safe. I guarantee you that's what they're doing with this movie. Let's keep the diehard Scream fans happy. You know, if we can't give them the best final act possible, let's just don't give them something to really piss them off, right? I think they're gonna just kind of play it safe, go with the current tropes in Hollywood. And will they talk? Oh my God. Actually, I'm just thinking out loud here, because today the trend to talk about is woke. Like, woke is the big buzzword these days. Even though I think we're kind of on the tail end of woke now. I think we're on the other side of that ship. But I bet you there'll be a little funny segment of dialogue in there about this. And one thing I didn't put on my notes here that just kind of came to me too was lives through everything. What's up, guys? You are at the middle of the video. Don't go anywhere. There's still plenty of content ahead of you, but just wanted to break right here to say you are at Drumdums Xtra, my second channel. If you like my main channel and you're not subscribed, I would urge you to subscribe to this channel, okay? Because this is where I do a lot of my horror updates and whatnot. I moved all that stuff over to here, and it's more of a live stream type feel. I am working really hard on this channel, just as hard as I am on the other channel. You'll see at least 3 or 4 videos a week, and most of it's like horror news, topical type stuff. Got some rankings on there and whatnot. The main channel's still the main channel, but this is more for this type of content. So anyway, guys, back to the video, and subscribe, damn it. So yeah, next one, Kevin Williamson directing. I didn't do my homework on this. Has Kevin Williamson ever directed anything? Because directing and writing are 2 different animals. But he was alongside Wes Craven for 4 movies. So even though he didn't write 3, I think he did have some didn't he have some kind of say in part 3? Like, originally they wanted Stu to be the killer in part 3 before Columbine. And I know he had a part in that. But, I think he learned a lot from Wes. And I think this might feel like a Wes Craven type of movie, So, but I'm for it. It's nice to have somebody that was involved with the first movie, the writer of the first movie, involved in this. I kind of wish he was writing it. But Dawson's Creek, Beth, why are you throwing Dawson's Creek in here? Get that out of here. What the hell? Oh, yeah. Kevin Williamson, he did write Dawson's Creek, didn't he? Will fans be really, really, really pissed off? Yes, of course they will. This is the freaking, the modern age, right? Will there be people that say they're not going to go see this movie even though they will go see it? Yes, of course there will. Will there be people that say they're not going to see this movie and they're not going to go see it? Yes. All of the above are true, okay? And hell, that might even, I hope to God they tie some of this stuff into the actual plot of the movie, because that's like perfect for Scream anyway. The toxic nature of fans, they covered it in part 5. So yeah, I'm sure there will be. Will they even mention Sam? I'm sure they will. They got to say something for Sam, right? And I kind of answered this earlier. I think, like I said, I think they're going to go as basic as possible. I think they're going to try to take elements from, like, say, the first 4 movies, the Wes Craven movies, and make that like a big part of this. But I don't think they can fully ignore the events of 5 and 6, but we all know how like exposition goes. You can tie things up from a previous movie or a previous 2 movies in a couple lines of dialogue, and then move on, And if you got a story, a pressing issue that is the foundation of a movie, it's the entire plot of a movie, and it has nothing to do with 5 and 6, then that's fine. And guys, by the way, I've defended the hell out of Melissa Barrera. I could not stand quite a bit of Scream 6, if I'm being honest. The movie does kind of piss me off and annoys the shit out of me. So know that I'm separating the artist from the movie, okay? I believe that they way overreacted on Melissa Barrera here. And whether I like the movie or not is not the issue. But if 6... if they barely even kind of reference 6 in this movie, because I don't really care for the movie that much anyway, then That's fine. I think, the thing that pisses me so much off about 6 is that there are a few things in the movie that are fucking awesome. I think that's the thing that breaks my heart. Breaks my damn heart about 6. When you give me a movie and have a couple of scenes that are just mind-blowingly awesome, like the opening of that movie when you had the killer reveal his face. In the theater, I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. I love that. That's awesome. But then you get the freaking crazy, stupid family reveal at the end, and it's just, everything's just thrown out the window. And I'm like, what the hell are we doing here? Stupid. So, yeah, I think that's it for the Scream Talk. But, yeah, I'll go see it. But like I said in my video about the movie, I'm a little torn. There's a stain on the whole situation because of what happened with Melissa Barrera, but I don't hold any ill will towards Neve Campbell. I honestly think behind the scenes, Neve Campbell probably did what she could, whatever power she had, to maybe heal the Melissa Barrera situation. But they say this all the time: business is business, right? And Sydney has a lot of fans. There's a lot of fans that Sydney is their all-time favorite Final Girl, and Sydney is pretty much the front runner of that franchise. Not Sam, not Tara. Sam and Tara are great characters. They're really fun to get behind, but at the end of the day, this is the Sydney ship, and if you're going to bring anybody back to save this franchise, it's definitely Neve Campbell. And I think it only helps in hindsight that she wasn't in 6, right? It's kind of all works out as best as it can anyway in the end because they screwed over Neve Campbell. So she wasn't in 6, which made us miss her, And in a way, they sort of wrap up the Sam and Tara story anyway. Like it could go a lot worse. Like they could have left it wide open and they didn't, right? Hell, they even left it open for maybe down the line, a couple movies down the line, maybe some shit can be worked out. Maybe the rights get sold to another studio, and then boom, we got the freaking Sam show again. And Tara, they could pop back in this thing, and I'll put money on it right now. I bet it'll happen. I bet in the next 10 years, Sam and Tara will come back to the franchise. I'll bet you anything. Especially when careers, like Jenna Ortega, her career is at like an all-time high right now. But, in that business, you're lucky if you get 5 years. And if things start going a little south, the career starts drying up a little bit, she might be looking at Scream, okay? It's very possible. It happened before with Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis, Jamie Lee Curtis, every time her career started maybe taking a little bit of a dip, arguably, she jumped right over to the Halloween boat. Okay, let's jump on the Halloween. Yeah, let's make millions of dollars. And all of a sudden, Jamie Lee Curtis is relevant again, okay? Same thing that could happen with Jenna Ortega.